Okay, so just as we're getting onto the last question on section A, I do want to just highlight that in your exam, you will have a choice. So you'll be doing 5 of the 6 questions. So you can have a scan through these and see which 5 do you want to attempt. Likewise, in section B, there's going to be 4 questions. You're going to do 3, okay? What I'd recommend is not trying to do all 6 of these to start. Do the 5 that you choose from section A, do the 3 that you choose from section B, and then if you have spare time at the end, then go back and do these other ones. So don't get caught up in the idea that if you do all 6, the best 5 are going to be marked, because one of them is going to end up being a slight waste of time. So if you find that you do usually finish your exams with spare time, then that's great. You can do all 6 here, you can do all 4 in section B. But what's likely, what I would suggest is, with that spare time, if let's say you had chosen to do questions 1 to 5 and you said, question 6 is the one that you didn't like as much, I would actually suggest that you use that time to go back and do the little things to verify, like doing this out in one of your, like in this question, or like going through them and seeing, likewise with this, does these work out equal to each other when you fill in a third for X, and so on, to see if all of your answers going back are correct, rather than spending time trying this one, which you might get much less marks in and it won't be counted anyway. So as soon as you open up your paper, have a quick look through the ones in section A, see which one maybe you might skip for the start, and it might be a case that you go on to another question. For example, you might go on to question, like, let's just say this one, and you might have thought at the start, that's a nice area question, and then you might actually get a bit caught up on it, and you might say, okay, actually this one's going to be the one that I ignore, and then you give more of the time to the other one. But in the marking scheme, guys, just remember that usually we just half the marks to get the amount of time. Okay, that's considering the fact that the half the marks is that marking system is leaving out a question from it's leaving out one of the parts of the questions from A, and it's leaving out one of the parts of the questions from section B. Okay, so that idea of halving the marks to give your rough time, that's looking at the fact that you're only completing 5 from section A and 3 from section B. Okay, so for the first 6 questions in the past exam papers, they're all 25 marks each. Now they're going to be 30 marks each. So it's giving you 15 minutes to complete each of the questions in section A. And in section B, it is going to be giving you, so these are all kind of random marks before, because you had to do them all, whereas now they're each going to be 50 marks, and you have to do 3 of them. So that's saying 25 minutes for each of the 3 that you try in section B. So if you're trying to complete all 4, you need to split out your time differently, because you need to basically say that you're counting for 200 marks in your section B time, and in your section A time, you're going to be counting for 6 times 30 marks, so 180 marks. So altogether, you're looking at a paper where you're trying to split 380 marks rather than 300 marks, and you're kind of splitting your time very quick. You might not read questions right. Like, it's really up to you how you want to approach this, but I would say just go about it by only when you've spare time at the end trying the one that you left behind from section A and the one that you left behind from section B. Let's say section B, the one you left behind was question 1. Here, let's say you left behind this one, question 7. Then don't spend too much of your time on it. Skip it for the start and try the others. And then if you have spare time at the end, then you can go back and start trying them just in case. Okay? And that's my rant over. Do you know what? I'll just finish this video and do question 6 as a different video.